PD. It's gonna be 5 at the door. Alright. Alright, you're good. You go inside.
Good morning. I have Jared from this, I'm going to say precious, this precious project that you're doing, Void Cavalier.
Well,
how are
thank
you?
You so much. I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Things are going so good. Things are just really happy. And after listening to your record a couple of times, I'm feeling very like grounded and introspective. And
that's exactly the vibe I was going for. So I'm glad that comes across.
So let's kind of go into it. Let's just dive right the fuck in. One, Void Cavalier, great name. Where the fuck did that come from?
So, all right, this is actually my third attempt in life to make a solo project. And for some reason, they've always been 2-word names that are, I guess they're good for SEO because what else is called Void Cavalier? But
sure.
I have, earlier in my 20s, I have been both Gossamer Chorus and Reckless Demure. And I don't know, like, I know that I had there was thinking behind the word choice at the time. That has completely slipped my mind. I have no idea why I chose what I chose.
It sounds very Tumblr era, to me, which is very, very fun and kind of like, there's an aloofness to it. There's kind of this mystery behind it. And I love that it's kind of like I like that it's just mainly guitar and you. Yeah. Like that is that all the other projects have been that as well?
Yeah, for the most part. I had in Gossamer Chorus, I had some banjo in there, and I'm thinking about bringing banjo back for EP2.
Do it.
But yeah, it's all been, fairly small. Like the most complex song on, Bitter South only has 5 tracks. So, the whole thing is extremely simple. Like Magazines is 2. It's 1 guitar track and 1 vocal. And so it's just I try to keep it real simple.
Do you do everything yourself?
Yes.
Awesome. So, do you have like, did you go to school for any of it, or were you just like, hey, I'm just going to pick up a copy of like a DAW of something and just like, go for it?
Yeah, I just, no, I completely self-taught. As soon as I said yes, no, Ryan from Fresh Finds Pod actually helped me with the mixing and mastering.
We love Ryan. Hell yeah, dude.
Adore Ryan. He is I literally one of the best people to have bumped into so early after finding the DIY like scene on Twitter. He's just always been so sweet to me, and he was actually going to help teach me to mix and master, and then we couldn't get audio to go right from my Pro Tools over Discord, and then I was like, what if I just pay you? And he was like, totally down. And it was such a fun
fuck
process.
Yeah. That's so sick. That's so sick. I love it because I think that that's what this community is about anyways.
Yes.
But like, I think, when I think about this, all right, so, back in 2009, I was having a conversation with a friend. I was living in Iowa City at the time, and I think I was 21. And I was talking to him about like all the people that we knew and like how large this circle is. And I was like, I think that's like only like 800 people. And I think it's like, that's who we party with. It's like there's like this 800 group of people that like all knows each other and is all, that is kind of our scene. It's about 800 people. And I was thinking about this just as you brought up Ryan. I was like, I think that, this scene is like, it's like 2,000 of us. Yeah. I think there's like about 2,000 of us that are just like really, really fucking about this, and it spills out through there. Is that our little bubble? Yeah, but I think that's such a fucking nice size.
I agree. I think it's a fantastic size. Like I don't know of any projects that aren't receiving just undying support really.
Yeah.
Like, everyone loves each other. Everyone's so happy when anybody makes anything. And I just feel so privileged to have, like, I mean, I feel like I've been, like, a year and a half, I've been tooling around on Twitter with folks, and it has been such a phenomenal, like, cause there's absolutely no scene where I'm from. In fact, I think I'm the only band that I'm aware of in like 150 miles. Like,
where do you, you're south. You're, Baton Rouge. Are you,
no,
Louisiana?
I'm dead central.
Okay, cool.
Dead central. Like, Baton Rouge and Lafayette, they do have some bands. Now, Alexandria, which is like the, area where I'm not in Alexandria, but I'm outside of it. There's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
There was some venues when I moved here 10 years ago, and they've all been shut down.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple of bands. They both moved to Austin. So it's really just me right now.
So tell us about kind of like, that, like, why did you move there? What keeps you there? What is it like being what you feel like is like one of the few musicians in your place? And what's the name of the city that you're in? Alexandria?
Alexandria.
Cool.
It's weird. Okay, so I grew up in the Shreveport area, which is North Louisiana, and there was a huge metal scene there. And I grew up in the metal scene, and like, I was always a vocalist or a bassist in deathcore bands.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved down here because my grandma's trailer got broken into, and she was terrified. And so I came down here to help her with that. And then I ended up meeting a cute girl at Smoothie King, and we started dating, and we never stopped.
Oh my God! That's so beautiful. It's like, how fucking Southern Hallmark movie is that?
Right.
Dog, that's incredible.
It actually goes deeper. So the way that I met her was, so I never met my biological father until I was 18, and I moved down here, and I knew he was in the area, and I was like, I'm going to look him up. Mm-hmm. Come to find out, he had another child. I have a sister who's only 2 months younger than me, because he had a couple ladies.
Yeah, the math is weird. Math is weird there.
So I met her. She found me in the early days of Facebook, and so we linked up. And I am now married to my long lost sister's best friend.
Shut up, dude! What the fuck?
I know, so crazy. I've got some strange lore.
Dude, the lore is so cool. That's so weird. Again, like, it's got this Southern Hallmark thing that I'm just like, I'm fucking obsessed. That's so cool. So, that's insane. And so what made you so you kind of grew up in this, in just music in itself. What, it's funny, after listening to Void, Void, it's very Slaughter Beach Dog. So it sounds like that you were in bands beforehand. Like, that's what it reminds me of like, hey, I've got this stuff that's spilling out that I need to catch. Yeah. I'm not really in bands right now, but here's this stuff. Right. Now, what kind of has brought you closer to the sound? Like, what do you normally like listen to?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned Slaughter Beach Dog, like, because that would be an extreme example of like what I've always been into. Like, high school, I was the Bright Eyes kid. I listened to so much folk and indie and emo as well, but like, just like that weird nexus where those things touch. And, which I would say Slaughter Beach Dog is a good example of where folk and emo touch. Totally. And, so it's a sound that I always wanted to explore. Like I said, I come from a metal scene, and there was nothing in the area that doing that kind of stuff, but I wanted to do music. So I did what was available, and, I learned to scream, and, I did that. I toured with 2 of those projects, like, kept me touring for about 10 years. And, they never got big or anything, but it was big enough to stay on the road. And, after I ended up getting married and settling down in Alexandria, like, there's always this part of my life that feels unfulfilled. It's just like, I don't know how to not be in bands. That's who I am as a person. And then that's where it's just like, I got to do a solo project. And then after I found the DIY community, I found people excited about music again, and it got me excited about music again in a way that I hadn't felt since I was a teenager. And I was like, I have to make something. I'm going insane. And so we went to Guitar Center in Lafayette, and like this whole thing was made on a Scarlett Solo, like the cheapest little DAW I can get. And I was like, we're going for it, man. And it was such a blast. Like I wrote everything, like I started in March of last year. I wrote everything, and then that summer I taught myself to record, and then I did that in the fall, and then I met Ryan. Ryan helped me master it, and we got it out. So from March to I think we finished mixing at the very end of the next March. So it was about a year process, and I'm just so happy to be here.
I think it's been so crazy because I think there's I've been, after being a part of like this DIY community for like 2 years, and I feel like everyone just like found it together. I don't think that it was like there really beforehand, or just everything, like we were all magnetically, or just the gravity was there. I don't know. It's just There's something really strange about how we all met, and we all talk. Yeah. All fucking day.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of crazy. And that's kind of, one reason why I wanted to start this is like talk to people about, like, first of all, the love for DIY. When you were on tour with those other bands, what was that tour like? And were you just in the South? Where were you going?
We've been mostly, we did a lot in the South, obviously, but, Midwest, I've been to, Seattle and Portland twice. I've been down through California 3 times. I've been out to Arizona 3 times. So
my God.
We
were
like
fucking did it.
Yeah. And this was between 2010 and 2015 were my prime time there. Cool. But, there was more local stuff before and after the big touring years. But, so, I've been around. I've never been to the East. I would love to go out East.
That'd be so cool.
Oh my gosh, right?
Have you come up to Nashville to play?
No, I actually have never played in Tennessee.
No, you gotta come up to Nashville, especially now that you have this fucking project. Cause there's some singer-songwriter stuff that is just like so low key the best part of Nashville, which is like, these small clubs that are like, it's like someone's really talking. They're like, we've got these 4 people. This is Ernest, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like people, just like playing like these beautiful things for like 25 people. And it's like so beautiful.
2 of the other singer-songwriters I'm friends with actually moved out there kind of like, I would say in the last like 4 years. Like I have a friend, Cody McKenzie, out there who's always telling me about how great the singer-songwriter scene is there. And I have another friend named Todd, and he has like a cool folk country band that's I heard is doing really well out there. I don't know. Yeah. I would love to visit.
Do it. How far away is Alexandria from Nashville?
Let's see. Directions.
Cause I bet it's like 5. I bet it's like 5 hours or like a
little. Last year, me and my partner, we vacationed in Memphis. So and that wasn't very far.
Hell yeah.
Oh wow. It seems longer than I thought. Come on.
Really?
Yeah. It is 9 hours.
Oh my God.
10 minutes.
Okay,
I don't like
right.
I know you know Garden Home. I had left a comment recently, and I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to be at whatever show they were talking about. And he was like, well, we're actually going down south to Kansas City. And I was like, yeah, that's the South.
That's almost
11 hours from here, but
that's almost there. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Sure, my guys. No, I think being in the South and like Southeast emo, and like, actually, here's a question. Where did you come up with the swamp emo kind of thing? Is that just literally just like the South fucking Louisiana shit?
Okay, so there's a weird story behind that too. So my uncle on the dad who I didn't know's side is a big deal in Zydeco music, which is really like Cajun, there's accordions and stuff involved. And he in the 60s pioneered a genre called swamp pop. And I took that concept and was
Oh my
like,
God.
well, I'm gonna make swamp emo.
It's in the fucking family, dog. That's
Right.
so funny. I like this concept of like you being like this swamp nepo baby.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's so funny.
He's still playing. He's still touring. He's like 70 or 80. He's always hitting up the casinos around here. His name is Tommy McLean, and he's a fantastic musician.
I love that. I love that that there's a lot of people in your life that have been involved with music and that have kind of pushed you in this direction. I feel like there's a part of it that you have chose, but also wasn't chosen for you,
right?
Which is like a good thing.
Oh yeah, no, the guitar that this was recorded, that album was recorded on, is actually a hand-me-down from my late grandfather, who was also a musician.
Incredible! Like it seems like that. Yeah, like you have it literally in your DNA.
Right.
So let's talk about the record. Let's this Bitter South record, which is fucking beautiful.
Oh,
like front
so
to back
much.
is like, it's like, okay, cool. Now I'm just laying on my floor.
Yeah.
And by like 2 songs in, I'm like, okay, go. I can't like sit to this. I think it's awesome. I would love to know kind of like, is this like your homage to the things that you loved back in high school? Like the Bright Eyes thing, like all of that?
Mm-hmm. So, like, and it was kind of a mix between the indie folk and stuff that I was way into in high school, and then I had a folk punk phase, but not the harsh folk punk, like stuff like there's a really cool group that aren't together anymore called Stick and Poke. They that's very more folk, but it with I guess what makes them more folk punk is their tempo. Like it's fast strumming and that kind of stuff. And so it's kind of like trying to, where folk meets punk there, I wanted to take that where folk meets emo here. And so it's kind of like I was talking about one of my past projects, Reckless Demure, that was an attempt at folk punk. And this is, and it never really, I'm not crusty. I'm not, I mean, I enjoyed the music, but I didn't fit in the scene, which New Orleans has a beautiful folk punk scene. Like, like you just go down there and there, just people busking out in the open, like all day. And I love a lot of that music, but I felt a little too femme for some of those.
That's so funny. 'Cause like, the folk punk thing is kind of new to me because I never really, I was like, oh wait, what does that sound like? And is it like, what are the, like, if someone just asked you to describe folk punk, like, what would you say is the difference? Is it just tempo that gives it that folk punk thing, or is it like content as well?
There's a very strong themes that I think carry over from project to project in that genre. Like Pat the Bunny and stuff. There's a strong current of protest like music through it. Cool. There is a thing that I really love is there's a strong love of the outdoors and themes of like being outside and I'm a very lefty person and like there's a lot of anti-capitalist sentiment and I really enjoy that. So tempo does matter though. Like I would say if there weren't for the tempo in that project I was talking about, Stick and Poke, I think that they're more just a folk band than anything else, but the tempo really puts them in that scene. What's cool about that stuff is there's a bunch of outsider projects, kind of like how I feel a little bit on the outskirts of what other projects are doing. Like there's a band that gets lumped in with folk punk all the time called Nana Grizzle, and they're an indie band, but they're part of that scene for some reason. It's I don't know. I love it, but they have their own sense of community that's very fun.
I love that. I think that like it's been really fun learning about all this new music. Also, like I think there's just so much, and there's a part of me that wants to say like, okay, everyone slow the fuck down. Because like I can't listen to fucking everything.
Oh, April alone
has been it's been just like kind of stressful to be like, I need to listen to so much.
No, I carve out time. I treat it like a job sometimes. It's like, I have so many things bookmarked, and it's like, I come home from work on Friday, and it's like, I sit down, and it's like, I've got to get through this work of listening to what everyone's made.
And it's like, and the circle is only getting bigger and bigger with this scene that we're all in. And something that I appreciate is that it's not about, everyone's just so proud to be just even a part of it. There hasn't been a moment where anyone is looking at quality, which is fantastic.
Right.
I think that, we all love to rank shit. We rank shit all the time. We're posting 5x5s. We're doing all this stuff. But for some reason, we're all able to put through this filter of like not being able to compare all of our stuff to each other. Yeah. Which has been really, really cool. Because I don't know, this bubble is really, really interesting. And I think that there's all this, the lefty stuff I think is like been really cool because I think all of us are a little bit more active in our communities because of this.
Yeah.
And I think that we're all trying to inspire each other to like, yes, absolutely free Palestine. Yes, absolutely these things.
Absolutely trans rights. Like I love how many trans people we have in our little family.
It's so cool. I know. I joined in Nashville when I joined the DIY community in Nashville. It was suddenly I knew 10 members of the trans community, and now because of DIY Twitter, I know like 100. And I'm like, this is I've learned so much. I think that it's just so important to just like everyone has been keeping like the most open mind of all time, and I think that's what this whole. It's no longer like DIY emo to me. It is straight up just DIY. And this DIY community is just, I'm absolutely floored by the compassion and like, just from everyone. And I think it's just so cool to see, to talk to people about, I haven't talked to anyone that has been like, that has like an issue, or everyone comes on this podcast is just stoked for the fucking future. Yeah. And I think that's what everyone is about.
I know. I honestly, like 6 months ago, I was like, I had been in it about a year, and I was like, okay, well, I'll probably have my thing out in a few months. I hope it doesn't fizzle out. And oh my God, is it not fizzling out?
Yeah, I think that it's like, outside looking in, it is, I think bubbles can get really strange, because like echo chambers can be like, if it's not growing, like, then is it even like, does it even feel real? It's like, so as long as this thing is like growing around us and like it's spreading like this disease like this viral thing that we are all a part of, it's, only getting bigger. And I feel like that means it means something, that we're doing something right. And you are doing something right because you're putting out like, I want to talk to you about Whimsy Dirge, because first of all, what the fuck?
That's been far and away at the one that has taken off the most. Like I hear about Whimsy Dirge almost every day.
I think that we need to talk about it because I think front to back, it is my favorite song on the record. Because I think it's, first of all, it's called Whimsy Dirge. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
like that's such a good name for a song. What does Whimsy Dirge mean to you?
So, like how the song is about being, it's about the world after I'm dead. It's about like, people going through your things in the future and trying to figure out who you were as a person. So there's this funeral part, but then I'm also talking about, my emo band t-shirts, Pokemon might be thought of as a religion. So it's just whimsical, like in a way. And I just put those two things together. For some reason, I am always drawn to 2-word titles. Like
I was just literally going to say, Dirge. Like, we're like Void Cavalier, Whimsy Dirge. Like, it's just like, that is the fact that you have a 3-word song on this is kind of fucking weird.
I agree.
But
it was just called Fire for a while, and it was actually my partner who was just like, you should call it Always on Fire, and I was like, whatever, okay, my love, sure.
I think it's been so cool. Specifically, like, listen, like the record starts and it's like there, and then like it closes, Whimsy Dirge close, and it's like, that's where, like, you're on the floor and like the tears start coming. It's like, it happened to me. I absolutely cried when I heard this song. It was, there's something like, and I think people want to know more about how you got there. So like, let's kind of walk through, like, where were you when you thought about this? Is this a song that took a long time? Like, or did it just like come the fuck out? Like,
with songs with me, they all kind of just come out. Usually if I'm spending more than a couple of hours on a song, I usually come to realize I wasted my time with it. Like, they all just sort of, like, I wrote that song in my neighborhood. Like, I wrote the melody, like, cause like there's only one chord progression. There's not a different progression for a chorus or anything.
Yeah.
So I wrote that and then had an idea for the melody, and I walked my dog around the neighborhood and was writing it on my phone. And, I think where that one, like I think where the subject matter for that came from was like that feeling, like I was telling you about, that like I used to do music. I used to make things, and that part of my life kind of went away when I settled down. And there's like this fear. I don't know if it's a fear. It's an uncomfortable feeling where it's like, I never really made anything that mattered. Like, those bands that I used to be in faded out of existence. No one knows who they were anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, they were very small, and it's wanting to be known after you also are gone. It's just I think lots of us feel that way.
You've
people desire legacy,
Yeah, like there is to be a part of some kind of history long after you're gone, I think is something that touches, I think everyone can understand that. I think it's so cool that the subject matter inside of the song is also so fucking relevant. It's like you're speaking to all of us that are in like our mid 20s all the way up to their mid 30s, like where I fucking am. And like, there's something really, I think you made something really, really special.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you feel that way.
Yeah, I think it's not just fucking me, man. It's not just me.
and when you were talking about how people don't people in our community don't judge each other on quality, I'm getting like compliments and like people like messaging me saying, "Oh my gosh, this is so good," from bands that I'm just like, no, your record's like produced and incredible. What are you talking about?
Like when you released it, and I was kind of watching on Twitter, and like, you saw the dogs from A Place for Owls posted about it, and like it's you've got I mean, Nick Weber is like such a prolific writer, and same with Ben. Just have them even just like talk about it. I bet that just felt like
it's incredible. And because and those were the project when I found DIY, those were the projects that I gravitated to first, because they have they have leanings that aren't so like, it's not scrams. It's like, it's a more melodic sound, and like that's looking at my music, that's what I gravitate to. And so when A Place for Owls started talking about me, I was just lost my mind.
I think it feels good, man. I think that what you're doing is really touching a lot of people, and I think people are really excited for like what you're going to do next. So so do you have plans?
Yes, I am 2.5 songs into writing EP2, which is already named. You know what? Okay, it's
call.
Corny.
Hold on. Oh, you have to, this is going to come out in a couple weeks.
Mhm.
You have the chance to have this be announced then.
Well,
take your time. Take your time.
I would love to tell you about the concept. So, like, Bitter South is, there's a lot of nihilism in it. And in fact, you know what? In fact, EP2 has its genesis in a tweet from A Place for Owls, where they were talking about, the problems with only releasing something that's nihilistic and dark and not having hope for the future. And that really touched me. And EP2 is going to be a pushback from that. It's going to be about the hope and, like, my desires for the future to be better. And I'm thinking of naming it Better Self.
Yes! Shut up! Dude, that's so good! Oh, dude, oh my god. Hold on, I need a second. I need a fucking second. Because you saw it. You saw it. You saw the vision. Oh my god, that's so fucking good.
Yeah, it's so cute that we brought up owls too, because it does go right back to them.
I think Ben and Nick are, I've talked to Ben and I love Ben. I'm really inspired by them. I find their songwriting to be very, very, very cool, and I really like Ben as a person. I haven't talked to Nick as much as I'd like to. I think that his record that he put out last year is like a revelation.
Yes.
Just really lightly want to put it that it's a fucking revelation.
Absolutely.
And they've got some really cool stuff coming up, which I'm really excited about. But I think that, when that shit sparks and strikes you like that, like Better South is so, I'm so fucking like pumped, dog, because it's so clever and it's so much fun. And I think that you're going to touch in like something that you're completely right. And, Ben is completely right on as well. Everyone talks about kind of how everything sucks, and emo and DIY used to be all about like, what if everything just fucking sucks? I just need to fucking get it out. And I think that because everything's moving away from this concept of emo, even though everything will be under like this, umbrella of emo.
Right.
I think everyone is working really hard to be, less nihilistic and more, honestly, I think I'm okay with more happy or more hopeful or more angry. I think I'm okay with all those three things being interesting rather than just being like fucking miserable.
Exactly. Not just throwing your hands up and accepting things as being bad. Even anger is pushing back at that in some way.
I think that's really smart to put it that way. I think that we all need to push back from this concept that like, listen, I love listening to Arm's Length. Is he about a guy being miserable? Yeah. That is like, that is when I saw them in Nashville, it was just like such a wonderful, fucking awesome time. But there was a moment where he goes, you guys are like yelling at I was so miserable when I made this record. And I'm just like, you know what? I think that it's time to push back. You're absolutely right about these themes and, the root causes for music where we can like talk about angry stuff where we're fucking angry at or, things that we're hopeful for. I think you're absolutely right.
Well, so that, and what's funny is when the DIY thing started, how things used to be more nihilistic and things I think are turning. I think us finding each other and building this thing that is growing to be bigger than the sum of its parts, it is inspiring hope within a lot of us.
I think that's the root of it all. It's like, hey, by the way, we all fucking love this shit. And man, I've just been so happy because of everyone. I don't feel like writing sad shit anymore. Right. Or if I do, it's coming from a different place. I think everyone is just feeling better. Right. And because we have like these actual genuine connections, and it's pretty beautiful. It's just,
I think
it's
so
so
too.
sick. Okay. So I ask everyone this. What do you do for your day job?
I, until very recently, I was a medication delivery courier for a pharmacy here in town. And like that job I was working 7 days a week, sometimes like it was always between 10 and 16-hour days. And they wouldn't let up on me. And that's what the song Decorate is about.
Okay.
Uniform skin, tires for limbs. I'm taking back time I wasted on him. It was about, I'm driving 16 hours a day, every day in this uniform, and was so miserable. And I have recently, stepped away from that job. I have another job lined up, and it's going to be a similar thing, but with delivering oxygen tanks. But, I wrote these songs. Like a lot of where Bitter South came from was this, I'm falling apart. I'm giving all of myself to this thing that isn't giving anything back to me. And I'm miserable. And I wrote the record, or the EP, and it was doing so well. I'm making all these friends, and like, I got the confidence through that to be able to be like, you know what? No more. I'm stepping away from it. And then Better South is about now that that's gone, because I did that for 8 years, and it was, that's the longest I've worked anywhere. And Better South is coming from a place where it's like, I'm finally hopeful for what comes next. Like, I was very just like resigned to my situation at the time, but now not anymore.
Hell yeah, dog. Well, I want to play a song from you, so I want you to pick something from Bitter South that you would love to have played on the fucking podcast.
Let's do Whimsy Dirge.
Okay, yes! All right, everyone get ready to be a little bit fucking sad. Here is Whimsy Dirge.
These words come to serve as my bones to be found in the future by someone so alone they connect with my defects, and in some small way I am resurrected there. And if these words burn away, I hope they'll find this room with my body still in it, a popcorn ceiling tomb with what's left of me and all my things inexplicably preserved. Hope they write lengthy papers all about my clothes. The local bands from my t-shirts will be thought of as pros or mistaken for royalty. In certain bars they kind of are, though. Hope they put all my things into an exhibition. I hope they think that Pokemon's some kind of religion, and they'll confuse your perfume with a part of some funerary rite. Since I sprayed it on your side of the bed and laid still till I important, so someone would write about me and the things we got up to at night, so we could look down from somewhere and yell, hey, that was just one time. And I hope your old camera's found somewhere someday, and those pictures of you I look at every day are all placed into textbooks telling kids that we used to be this way. Immeasurably more beautiful than anyone living today. And their world will be better from just having known your face.
All right, so everyone get up from your floor. That was Whimsy Dirge by Void Cavalier. Everything's gonna be okay, I promise. So dog, thank you so much for coming. That is it, and I just hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, man. You're incredible.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, dog. You have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too.
See ya.
Bye.